Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Bad news for the Ukrainians, and the bad news comes obviously from the Russians, who are, according to the Ukrainians, so that's even worse. The Russians are advancing on 4 fronts. Now, if the Ukrainians are reporting that their enemies are advancing successfully, I'm guessing, then that's not good. Multiply that by 3. That's how I got to understand reporting here. When you're losing, you say you lose just a little bit, but actually, so in reality, it's like 3 times worse. When you're winning, according to these guys, they say, well, we won, we're this far away. No, just divide it by 3, okay? So let's see what this article has to say. It comes from Ukrainska Pravda. It is from April 15, 2023. This is the title. Russians advance on 4 fronts. Now that's not good at all. Fierce battle for Bakhmut and Marinka continue. General Staff reports. This is all I need to know right here. Russian troops are focusing the main efforts on conducting offensive operations on the Liman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka fronts. The cities of Bakhmut and Marinka remain in the epicenter of hostilities. The General Staff of Armed Forces of Ukraine said this on Facebook. During the day, the Russians carried out 19 strikes and 4 missile strikes, as well as more than 15 attacks from multiple launch missile systems on the positions of Ukrainian troops. So, let's go straight to this, wherever they say, let's see, right here. The Russian forces suffer considerable losses but do not abandon their plans to occupy more Ukrainian territory. They continue to focus their main efforts on conducting offensive operations in Liman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka fronts. The cities of Bakhmut and Marinka remain in the epicenter of hostilities. During the day, 40 Russian attacks were repelled by our defenders on these sectors of the front. So let's go and see these fronts. Liman. The Russians conducted unsuccessful now offensive operations. What was the title? Advance on 4 fronts? You can't contradict yourself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this low, and you got right here. Russians conduct unsuccessful operations. What the hell? Near the village of blah blah blah, Luhansk Oblast, as well as Ivanivka, Spirnya, and Donetsk Oblast suffered artillery attacks. On the Bakhmut front, the Russians continued to conduct offensive operations. Advance or no? The battle for the city of Bakhmut does not cease. The occupiers launched an attack in the area of the village of Hromove, but it was not successful. The settlements of 1, 2, 3, Ivanivske, Bakhmut, Shasir, Stupochki, now that's in New York, it's not New York anymore, and Donetsk Oblast all suffered from Russian shelling. On the Avdiivka front, the Russians conducted offensive operations in the areas of Sieverne and Pervomaiske, but had no success. They also carried out shelling of more than 10 settlements located near the front line. In particular, these are Keramik, blah 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 blue 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 and Donetsk Oblast. Okay, Marinka. The Ukrainian forces repelled numerous attacks in the area of the village of Tralala Lululu in Donetsk Oblast were subjected to Russian shelling. Okay, so I want to see where that thing is, where the title, the advance. I want to see where they said advance. Did I miss anything here? Conduct offensive operations, but here they say they repelled and they lost. Tralala Lululu, this is multiple launch missiles, considerable losses, okay, losers. I'm talking about these guys, right? Obviously. These guys do this, epicenter of hostilities, tralala, poo, offensive, where no signs of formation. I'll cover this, Marinka, Zaporozhye, nothing there. Tululu, the Air Force of Armed Forces of Ukraine carried out 5 attacks on the clusters of Russian personnel. The units of rocket forces and artillery hit 3 clusters of manpower, as well as a cluster of artillery, a radar station, an anti-aircraft missile systems, and an ammunition storage depot. Hey, what is this, my little friends? Russians advance on 4 fronts. I take that one as a yes and whatever. So you can read that your article if they allow you in your country to have access to it, because they protect you. They protect you from being propagandized by them, not by, but only by those guys. So anyway, I take it that the Russians advance. It was a similar article yesterday that I covered, and they said they are no, but they didn't say advance on 4 fronts. Now they do. Well, whatever you want to take out of this from the Ukrainian side, it's very strange, but hey, that's the information we get and we have to deal with. If you read the Russian media, probably tell you that they're already at Kiev. But what can you do? Again, I tried. I read that article, and nothing about the advance. All the advances that the Russians had were repelled by the Ukrainians, and as you could tell from the article. All right, well, if I find more details, I will definitely make a video on that. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.